Hello there, folks. It is a Tuesday, May 27th, and I am Rich Lieberman, and this is the Rich Lieberman Media Zone. I apologize for being a little late today, but a combination of this cold, allergy, whatever the hell it is, ailment from hell got the best of me again. I'm just trying to conserve my voice and to give you presentable material. It sounds like a Oliver Stone movie. Presentable material. Anyway, so I want to talk a few things. One local, the other national. KNBR has moved into a new studio in lovely Daly City, and somebody forgot to send a memo out that maybe they should check, God forbid, all the electronics, make sure they work, make sure they are okay. But of course, KNBR is a cumulus property and all day long. And it really began on Sunday and Monday, but really peaked today when they were back from a cumulus holiday. There was hell, technical difficulties, blips, dead air, and it lasted the entire broadcast day through the late afternoon on KNBR. Now, this affected their AM so-called blowtorch 50,000 watt 680 frequency. And all day long there was stops and glitches, and it just was on and on. And again, you would think they would check all this. They apparently moved into their new building that they share with Bonneville in Daly City, which most of the staff there, the few mediocre people they have there, I mean kind, are so embarrassed that they didn't even mention it prominently, if at all. But the electronics, and of course, by having a real engineer, then you would have probably negated all this, saved yourself a whole lot of trouble. But of course, that's not the situation. So all day long, if you were tuned into the AM frequency, and most of you listen, some of you listen on the FM frequency in your car, maybe at home, what have you. It didn't affect, apparently, the FM, former KFOG 104.5, but it did affect the 680 AM. And it was embarrassing, and it happened throughout the day, and just caused quite a bit of problems. So that took place here on this Tuesday. The other thing I want to talk about is something national, but many of you watch. It's one of CNN's most popular program. That's saying a lot because they don't have many popular programs. But they have this show on at 7 o'clock Pacific time called Newsnight. It's with Abby Phillip. And it's a good show for the most part. But now it's become a Babble show, and they talk over each other. And basically what it is, it's a nightly pundit show hosted by Abby Phillip. And what they do is they talk about news events of the day, and they have various pundits, writers, broadcasters, and they have some favorites, and they have Democratic strategists and Republican strategists, and they try to mix it up. The problem is they talk over each other, and it's difficult to comprehend what the hell they're saying, even when some of them are making a good point. Abby Phillip is very good. Problem is, she doesn't know how to control her own, set, her own series of pundits. And I wish that were not the case, because this program, they go back and forth. I've had my issues with some of the things they talk about, or in the case of last week when they basically ignored one of the big tragic events that took place in Washington, the double assassination of two Israeli staff members who worked at the embassy, were at this event in the museum, the Jewish museum, and they were both executed, killed. And Philip got a lot of heat for not talking much about it. And she indicated she didn't bring it up because there was nothing to debate. She said that it was more of not acknowledging it, which they could have done. It's the fact that she didn't want to, apparently in her words again, to talk about it for fear of another opinion saying that somehow it was justified, which of course it was not. But the main problem with this show is even the ones that make good points, and even when it's entertaining and they get into a pretty good debate, they don't know when to shut up and let somebody else talk. And, when in these kind of programs, you have to have control. You have to let the other person talk. And when they're all talking at once, it gets very, very bad. It's just not good. And they talk over each other, as I just said. And you don't know who the hell is talking. And there are some people that just think that their opinion counts the most, and they get louder and they just talk over one another. Not good. Not good TV, and very irksome. I wish Abby Phillip would get a better hand on this, because by and large, sometimes it's a good program. It can be highly entertaining, but they got to take care of the babble. It makes it difficult. Finally, if you want to support this site, become a member. We are going to eventually a limited paywall sometime next week. And I put out a number that I think is very fair. And it's $15 for the year. That's $1 a month plus $3. And that goes to me so that I can pay expenses, take care of the various costs, the time, the money, to make sure that this broadcast is doable, sustainable, yada, yada, yada. So please, on my PayPal, click on it, join, because I need to make sure it is known, and most of you already know, that I can't continue to do this. I know many of you sent me emails. Some of you were wise guys, people like that. Most of you were highly intelligent, told me that you'd prefer I figure out a way to stay on. And look, I just need to survive. I don't think I'm being outrageous asking you to pay $1 a month plus $3, $15 for the year. If that is something that you can't afford, hey, I'm sorry. But if you can, and I know a lot of you are doing okay, some even better than okay, then please do the donation, become a subscriber, help me continue this, and we will do our best to make sure that you have a program that you can be proud of and enjoy, be entertained, informed, etc. One of the reasons why you come here, because you don't want the BS spin that is fed your way. And that's what I do. I provide opinion, commentary, scoops, information, and try to do so in an entertaining manner. So thank you. We'll talk to you soon. And please, oh please, drink lots of water and put a lot of lemon inside.